What if your co-star sent you a live, squealing rat as a gift? Or mailed you a box of real bullets just to mess with your head? Sounds like a nightmare. But for the star-studded cast of Suicide Squad, this was not a scene from the movie. This was their real life, every single day on set. Welcome back. Today, we are exposing the one actor that Hollywood is genuinely afraid to work with: Jared Leto. Oscar winner, rock star, and the most dangerously committed method actor alive. His behavior has traumatized co-stars, derailed productions, and forced the entire industry to draw a line. What he did will shock you. Let's get into it. Jared Leto and the Suicide Squad nightmare. It all began in 2015, when Jared Leto was officially cast as the iconic villain the Joker in Warner Bros.' highly anticipated ensemble film Suicide Squad. Rather than approaching the role the way most professional actors do, studying the script, rehearsing scenes, and finding the character through performance, Leto decided that he would not simply play the Joker. He would become the Joker entirely. From the very start of production, he flatly refused to respond to his real name on set for months on end. Crew members and castmates were expected to call him by the character's name at all times, blurring the line between actor and role in a way that immediately made everyone around him deeply uncomfortable. But things took a genuinely toxic and disturbing turn when Leto began sending what he called gifts to his co-stars in order to build tension and unease between them. He sent a live rat directly to his co-star Margot Robbie, who was understandably horrified by the experience. He sent a box of real bullets to fellow cast member Will Smith. And in perhaps the most bizarre and deeply inappropriate gesture of all, he arranged for a dead hog to be delivered to the entire cast and crew during a rehearsal session. The cast was not amused, bonded, or inspired. They were genuinely disturbed, rattled, and unsettled by the psychological warfare being waged against them by their own colleague. Rather than creating a spirit of artistic collaboration, Leto's behavior created division, anxiety, and lasting discomfort on set. Will Smith later admitted publicly in an interview that he never actually met the real Jared Leto, the actual human being beneath the makeup and the character, until long after the movie had finished filming and the cameras had stopped rolling. Think about that for a moment. Two major stars worked together on the same film production for months, and one of them refused to drop the character long enough for a single genuine human interaction. While a small number of people chose to frame this as extreme artistic dedication, the overwhelming consensus among the Suicide Squad crew was that it was plain, straightforward, costly unprofessionalism. Blinding himself for Blade Runner 2049. If you assumed that Leto's behavior on Suicide Squad was a one-time experiment that he would not repeat, you would be completely and entirely wrong. For his supporting role in the critically acclaimed science fiction sequel Blade Runner 2049, Leto was cast as a blind character named Neander Wallace. Most actors would study the physicality of blindness, perhaps spend time with consultants, and then bring that research into their performance in front of the camera. Leto, however, chose a far more radical and disruptive approach. He had a pair of custom-made opaque contact lenses designed and fitted specifically to completely and fully blind him during the entire duration of the shoot. He genuinely could not see a single thing. He was operating in total darkness on a busy, complex film set, with expensive equipment, moving crew members, and carefully choreographed scenes happening all around him. This meant that the production had to assign an entire team of on-set assistants, whose sole job was to physically hold his hands, guide his movements, and walk him from one location to another every single day, just so he could safely navigate from his trailer to the set and back again. Director Denis Villeneuve publicly praised Leto's commitment to the role in press interviews, calling it a form of deep artistic dedication. But behind the scenes, the crew working 12-hour days told a very different story. Production was repeatedly and expensively slowed down because a highly paid, fully capable adult actor had voluntarily chosen to disable one of his most basic senses, forcing an entire support team to compensate for the inconvenience his choice created for everyone else on set. the crutches that shut down Morbius. Fast forward to one of his more recent superhero projects, the Sony Pictures film Morbius, in which Leto played the lead role of Dr. Michael Morbius, a scientist living with a rare and debilitating blood condition that severely affects his ability to walk. Once again, rather than channeling the character's physical limitations purely through performance and craft during the scenes being filmed, Leto committed to the physical restriction 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for the entire duration of the production schedule. He refused to walk normally at any point during filming, including during breaks, between setups, and on his way to and from the restroom. He used crutches to move everywhere on the entire set at all times. Because he was moving so painfully and deliberately slowly on those crutches, something as routine and simple as a bathroom break was regularly taking up to 45 full minutes from start to finish. This was not a minor inconvenience. This was actively and expensively freezing the entire production schedule, costing the studio significant money every single time it happened. The situation eventually became so disruptive and financially problematic that the producers were forced to personally step in and negotiate a solution. They struck a somewhat bizarre deal with Leto. They would provide him with a wheelchair, and a dedicated crew member would be assigned specifically to physically push him to the bathroom and back as quickly as possible so that filming could resume. Imagine being hired as a professional on a major Hollywood film set, and your actual assigned job responsibility is wheeling a fully healthy, fully capable adult man to the restroom between takes. This is precisely why seasoned film crews dread the moment they hear Jared Leto has been cast in a project. The industry fights back. Today, the broader Hollywood industry is openly and publicly fighting back against this type of extreme, disruptive method acting culture. Respected, award-winning stars like Mads Mikkelsen and Martin Freeman have both spoken out in interviews, calling this brand of performance work pretentious, lazy, and deeply toxic to any healthy working environment. Their argument is clear and compelling. Real, skilled acting is fundamentally about control, discipline, and professional collaboration, not about making your coworkers feel psychologically unsafe, grinding production to a halt, or forcing dozens of crew members who are already working brutal 12-hour shifts to manage the consequences of one actor's personal artistic choices. Jared Leto's pattern of extreme on-set behavior has caused a significant and measurable shift in how Hollywood approaches method acting as a whole. Directors and studio executives are now far more cautious, deliberate, and frankly skeptical before agreeing to bring him on to any new project. The conversation he has sparked, whether he intended to or not, has forced the entire industry to take a hard, honest look at where the line between artistic commitment and workplace dysfunction truly lies. And for many in the business, that line was crossed a long time ago. _blank. Jared Leto is, without question, a genuinely brilliant and deeply talented individual. His work as an actor, as a musician with his band 30 Seconds to Mars, and as a creative force in the entertainment world speaks for itself. But the mounting evidence from multiple productions, multiple co-stars, and multiple crews raises a question that Hollywood can no longer comfortably avoid. Has his method acting gone so far that it has become something harmful rather than something artistic? Has dedication crossed the line into dysfunction? The answer, for a growing number of people inside the industry, appears to be a clear and emphatic yes. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.